Guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Today I have Mini Minter back on the line. Mini, what's up, man? How you doing?
You got my name wrong. Video's over. It's done.
Is it really over?
Ash.
I heard a rumor that you stole your name from a different YouTuber. Is that true? A vlogger or something?
No idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I heard there's another Mini Minter out there. But either way, guys, we're back on the line. I'm not gonna re-record this intro. This is it, baby. This is it. So
right,
how you doing, man? Welcome to the channel.
Oh, thank you. It's been ages. Even though it's only been like a month.
It has been a month or two. I felt it was overdue. Yeah. You're back on the channel. The reason I brought you back is I asked you pick out your top 5 ladder decks for like the 4,000 to 5,000 range or so, because I get so many requests from players asking for good decks in that range. So I figured I'd reach out to you because your account is this your mini account or your main account? Because I know you were trophy pushing last season.
This is like, I like to call it my main account because it's got my name and I use it for competitive, but I push ladder like 10 times more than I play on this account.
Yeah, because you finished at like 7,000 trophies or something last season, right?
Last season, I finished somewhere around the 7K range. I got to 7175 with that saucy RG.
Yeah, and that's the deck that we're looking at right now, man. So it's a Royal Giant Furnace. I probably shared this deck on the channel before, but it's still your favorite Royal Giant deck, eh?
By far, and the part that I like the most about it is, you know KK, right?
Yes.
The bait god. I copied the deck from him. I was like, bait god, RG.
Yeah,
I can make it work.
Yeah, so it's Royal Giant Double Dragon. By the way, feel free to hop into a match right now. We'll keep this video moving because we're gonna do a live match with all his top 5 decks, guys. And here we go. We're into one. So tell us a little bit about why you like this deck over all the different versions of Royal Giant out there right now.
Well, for starters, the Furnace control aspect is really good for this RG deck since it's a lot more counter push based than a lot of people might think. Instead of just dropping the RG at the bridge and have the Mega Minion take out everything else. I tend to play it a lot more slowly and patiently.
Okay.
Especially on ladder. Sometimes I may get a little bit too patient, but it's because I'm waiting for that proper push. And usually, I'd say 70% of the time, I'll take tower once I get my good push with the counter push, like Babe Drag, Mega Minion.
Okay.
And it's definitely a lot more patient deck than aggressive.
Okay, interesting. And obviously getting nice lightning value there. So is that kind of how you're playing things? Like, oh, look at this. This is why we're doing this video, I guess, right? Just to deal with the E-barbs at the bridge.
Yeah. It's not like this has happened every other video.
This is something that maybe every video that you join me on, because we do these mid-range trophies, but like we never see elite barbs in any of my videos ever, which is why I like doing these videos. So let me ask you this about getting back to the deck strategy, Mini, is how often do you drop Royal Giant in back of your King Tower in a deck like this? Or is it always at the bridge on a counter push?
I personally have never put it behind my King Tower.
Okay.
I find it to be a horrible strategy because the point of Royal Giant is to get a push where your opponent doesn't have the elixir and or time to think and counter you. And doing that pretty much gives them a chance to play P.E.K.K.A, Mega Knight, E-Drag, and then plan out a whole defensive strategy.
Yeah.
And it's just not a good idea, especially since it's so RG reliant with the buff it got like a month ago. It does 279 for me right now.
Whoa.
Level 11 standards. But yeah, putting it behind the back, if you're playing against a P.E.K.K.A player, you can beat a P.E.K.K.A player, but only if you get those RGs at the bridge and you Inferno Dragon on top, and be wary of the counter they have, like Electro Wizard.
Yeah, or E-Drag.
Electro Dragon.
Yeah, E-Drag being everywhere, but it's still not, I don't think people have really leveled it up enough to be super popular in this trophy range. But even if you're going, obviously you played this deck at the very top of ladder where everybody has E-Drag seemingly in every deck, and seemingly everybody has it maxed out. So how do you deal with E-Drag or E-Wiz in this case if your opponent has it ready for the Inferno Dragon, if they have like a P.E.K.K.A?
It's honestly not so hard. You see right here, I'm at 10 elixir when I play the RG. And if they had an E-Drag there, it wouldn't make a difference at all.
Yeah.
Just lightning takes it out completely. Inferno Dragon can get value. And just happy days, honestly.
Yeah.
Lightning is very broken.
What about guards? Do you play them in front of the Royal Giant in that deck sometimes, especially again if they do have like that P.E.K.K.A. or mini P.E.K.K.A. or something like that?
Yeah, sometimes if they've got mini P.E.K.K.A., it's definitely a good call to play, but then you also gonna have something else.
And the next
So
deck,
take
man.
care of the mini P.E.K.K.A.
Sorry, moving on to the next deck. First of all, that deck seems relatively simple to play, and that's really, you know, as much as the Royal Giant still has kind of a reputation of being a dirty card, I stand by you on that one. That deck is so solid, and it's fairly easy to kind of get the hang of, too, so I'd recommend that one. This one, I respectfully cannot agree with you on, but hey, maybe you can prove me wrong in the arena, dude.
Here we go.
Dude, yeah.
Just watch. Just watch.
Hey, Magic Archer, you're telling me it's not dead.
I'm telling you it's not dead, and I will fight anybody who says it is dead.
You will fight people. We are a non-violent channel here, Mini Mint.
In the arena, Ash. In the arena.
Oh, I got you. Okay, maybe the other Mini Minter YouTuber who you stole your name from uses cheap shots like that. I don't know, but
maybe.
All right, so now in all reality, you are still a fan of Magic Archer.
Obviously, that's my boo you're talking about right there.
All right. Well, we'll see how you do. So this deck does have 3 of the nerf cards: Magic Archer, Royal Ghost, and Royal Hogs. But Mini obviously still is a fan. Me personally, and obviously Mini's a billion times the player that I'll ever be. But me personally, I would recommend probably subbing in Dark Goblin for Magic Archer. So here we go.
Can a Dark Goblin do that?
Die to Barbarians really quickly? Yeah, I think a Dark Goblin could handle that.
Oh yeah, only 2 shots. Magic Archer is about 4.
Look at you bullying level 10s up in her. What are you doing? What are you doing? You
well,
bully?
Look at the card levels, Ash. It's all there.
That's true.
Level 10 was maxed out Elite Barbarian.
All right, so here we go. About 1 minute into this match, and he's playing like an aggressive bridge spam deck. You are also well, I guess not really bridge spam. My bad. So now it's a battle at the bridge. Are you a believer of the old saying is you have to win the river battles or the bridge battles?
Well, you tell me. Did my P.E.K.K.A. win that and proceed to get damage on his tower?
No, so apparently you're not.
No.
Okay. So why is that a misnomer then, especially in this deck specifically?
Well, right now in the archetypes that we've got, he's got more of a control thing with Zappies going on. But you know I got my sexy Magic Archer to shut his Zappies down.
Yep.
But he's got a lot of annoying cards, especially for the deck I'm running, like Bandit and Ewiz, which seems to not die regardless of the levels going on here. But see, Dark Goblin is so... Look at that. Can a Dark Goblin do that?
Dark Goblin cannot do that. That was a really nice connection for you. And prior to that point, you had not played once the Royal Hogs. So do you find yourself with a deck like this oftentimes being a little bit more passive in the first 2 minutes and then starting the Royal Hogs like afterwards?
Yeah, definitely gotta play this passive, especially since, like I said, he's got the control aspect with Zappies. And if I do not kill all of his Zappies, then... Oh, God.
Gotcha. So Magic Archer this time, you know what? This time, Magic Archer definitely coming through for you. Not gonna lie.
Like always.
Yeah, not gonna lie.
That's my boy right there you're talking about.
Okay.
Now we basically just won the game here. Look, 2 Magic Archers. How is he gonna stop this?
We'll see.
P.E.K.K.A. How's he gonna stop this? P.E.K.K.A.
Fireball.
His P.E.K.K.A.'s gonna get... Oh, see, just...
Well done, man.
Magic Archers make him waste fireballs. That's the key. You're not gonna waste your fireball against a Dark Goblin when you're playing against this deck.
Well, even though you did fireball a Dark Goblin this match, but yeah, I get your point.
Yes, but he did not have a Magic Archer.
That is true. That is true. So you're using the reason you like Magic Archer in that deck is because you have the Flying Machine, the Royal Hogs, the Ewiz, and the Magic Archers, feasibly 4 cards that the opponent could be using their fireball on. Makes sense. Yeah. You made me a believer. I can't argue with it anymore. Moving on to the next deck, we got a Golem, and this is basically the Golem E-Drag deck repurposed with Baby Dragon, maybe. Why do you like this deck? And feel free to hop into a match too.
Well, I personally like Baby Dragon because, unlike 90% of the community, I don't see what's so broken about E-Drag.
Ooh, Baby really? Dragon. So not only do you love Magic Archer, but you don't think that E-Drag is overpowered or powerful in general?
It's not broken at all. It's useless alone. And whenever it's paired with something else, the abundance of lightning really just makes it not so broken.
Yeah, well, it's definitely, I can't argue with you there in terms of people adjusting the meta for the card, which does give you an indicator of how powerful the card was. The fact that people are now running Lightning in a lot of decks, such as this one. But at the same time, you know, I agree. I posted a poll recently, Minnie, about, like, should they emergency nerf the E-Drag going into CRL World Finals? And even though people voted yes, the majority of people, I'm with you there. I don't think it needs an emergency nerf. I do think that it's a really strong card, though.
Yeah.
What is this deck you're going against?
It's up to debate. It's up to debate.
Yeah, I think it maybe needs a little bit of a stat nerf. Very, very small next... Ooh, look at this. I'll let you deal with this first.
It's fine. This isn't going to do anything. It's all under control.
Okay, all right. What about this? Tag. I heard Tag on his last video. While I've got you on the topic of nerfs and buffs. Tag told me, or he didn't tell me, he told his subscribers that he thinks that Prince is the card most deserving of a nerf right now. And since the opponent just hit you with a Prince-Loon combo, you want to respond to that?
That's a very respectable statement. I mean, Prince has been around for, what's it, like 3 months now since it got its health buff.
Mm-hmm.
It's viable in pretty much any archetype. Miner, Mortar, Golem, Giant. Anything you can really think of. That's a very respectable statement.
All right,
of
so
course,
you agree.
He knows what he's talking about.
Indeed. And
after learning from a master like me.
You taught Tag everything he knows?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I think that, how about me? I am going to continue my trend of going against pros, which is usually not a smart thing to do, and say that I'm okay with Prince. I don't think he's like, he needs an emergency, not an emergency, certainly. He wasn't calling for that, but I don't think that he necessarily needs a nerf. I think he's really strong, but I don't think he's, like, overpowered, in my opinion. But anyway.
Overpowered? No, because he's definitely dealable with, it's not like, he's got Prince, you're going to lose the game.
Yeah, but you just think he provides a lot of value in a lot of different decks.
He does, and it's fairly hard to counter if you don't know how to.
Mm-hmm. So back to this deck here. I mean, it's a pretty standard Golem deck. That's why we've been talking about, like, balance changes the whole match so far. And this guy's been incredibly, like, way too aggressive. And this is the reason that I don't do these too frequently, like these ladder videos rather. Just because sometimes you run into opponents who do crazy things like drop a Wiz Valkyrie, but the Wiz first at the bridge. Nothing against Phil the Phil here, but sometimes it's just not super accurate. But either way, do you have any like comments on that deck now that we've watched the entire live match?
Well, I mean, you saw how it turned out. It was a fairly patient deck, like I said. Baby Dragon, Mag Minions, the same combo in the Royal Giant deck. I find it to work fairly well. And Baby Dragon with NATO, just you can't really lose the splash. The hardest splash aspect that this deck would go up against is probably 3M and 3M Ram. But other than that, and P.E.K.K.A. and 3M would probably be the two things that this deck would struggle against. But it's never impossible with this deck because you've got Tornado to pull P.E.K.K.A. other lane or pull 3M one lane and Lightning all of it. And Lightning, you don't even need the NATO, you can hit all three. So this deck is fairly well balanced. And the Ice Wizard control. You know what? If you want to talk about cards that need nerfs / tweaking, Ice Wizard is one of those. Hop into
the next match while you're talking about it with a 3 Muskie deck.
Which deck do we have? 3 Muskie or Hog?
Yeah. 3 Muskie.
All right.
Hog will be last.
Yep. And yeah, Ice Wizard is so abundant in everything. And like it started off with Graveyard and Hog, like the Hog Tombstone Ice Wizard Mega Mini deck, and ladder that a lot of the pros ran. Yep. And now it's in Golem, like.
And look at this guy hitting you. Yeah, that it went from Graveyard to Miner to in this guy trying to give you your first L of the video here. Hits you at the bridge with everything he had.
Relax, it's all under control.
Okay, sounds good.
Part of the plan.
We're back at 3 Musketeer here. He fireballs you, so tough matchup, not the start necessarily that you would were looking for there. So how do you recover? How do you stay the course as a 3 Muskie? Do you keep pumping? Okay, you 3 Muskie, same lane.
Yeah, I didn't have my pump and cycle, or else I definitely would have gone with it since he wasted a fireball. Here I'm just gonna try to overwhelm him since he wasted.
Let me ask you this, Minnie, as you go in with this monster push. Oh no, like the perfect counter deck. Oh no. That's
I'm
gonna be
have to
rough.
eat that too. That's the worst part.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. This guy is like he's going for the 3 crown right now. He's like, okay, maybe he's not. I thought he was gonna hoard you again as well. What was I saying? I forgot.
Before I got spammed.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna ask. Your 3 musketeers are level 10. Do you find it an incredible disadvantage to have your 3 musketeers die to fireball? Meaning that, like, would you still recommend people? Obviously, you would because you shared the deck. But is it okay for people to still run it that way? And is it insurmountable? Or like, how do you feel about that with the under-leveled 3 muskie?
It makes micro level differences in some scenarios due to the like.
What? All right, good job. You're back in this.
Oh, and he wasted a fireball. Okay. But he's got Mega Knight, so this is going to be fairly interesting.
Yeah, because so what do you do in a situation like this? Obviously, the absolute perfect counter deck to you. You couldn't find really a more difficult matchup unless you had, like, you know, I don't know, Royal Ghost in there.
I'm going to have to go for the 3 crown. Hopefully he wastes a Mega Knight
on the right.
On the right. Yeah, yep, there we go. Alright, we're going all in.
Doesn't even get the splash enter the arena damage. That's going to help you out a little bit on defense, but you're going to go all in. Doesn't really matter about defense.
Fireball me, please.
Where's
fireball
that fireball? There. Oh.
Okay.
Ah, GG's, bro. GG's. You guys asked for this. You guys asked for the mid-ladder match. Well done. Well, okay. Well, had he actually connected on that last fireball, what would have maybe just some final thoughts on that deck and how to handle those kind of matchups?
I mean, his error. It's an error that a lot of people make when they've got an upper hand against 3M is wasting their elixir advantage like he did with that Mega Knight. He didn't need it. He had 2 furnaces up. He could have tanked with Skarmy or Bats or even a Baby Dragon, and those would have died, and I would have not won the game with the left side push. But him wasting that 7 elixir on a Mega Knight on a tower that I was already sacking and counting on going down, which is why I went for the 3 count, gave me a huge window. Yeah. And I was asking him to fireball because I already had my 3M ready, and I didn't want him to fireball for 3M.
Gotcha.
So,
all right, makes sense. And he had his Mega Knight. So you think that his big mistake was just playing too kind of aggressively on defense towards the end there. He could have just slow played, not let you build a bunch of elixir, and wait to see what you wanted to do first.
Yeah, and he went very aggressive towards the end well, not towards the end, but like roughly a minute before the game ended. You saw his Baby Dragon, and then he also scarred me right on top of that. Yep. And my Horde just completely ate it.
Yeah. All right, well, hey, 5th and final deck here. You're currently 4-0, so let's see if we can make this a flawless video here. And it's the Hog Lumberjack deck, which we've seen a lot of. I think Rainbow popularized it originally a few months ago, and now it's kind of a little bit different. No Tombstone, we have Lightning in there, so why don't you hop into a match and tell us about why, you're in a match. Tell us about why you like this deck.
The song about the Ice Wizard on Mega Man, it's pretty much what I said, but it's got Lumberjack instead of Tombstone. Is he running down? Just ballooned in the back. Okay. Yeah, it's Lumberjack instead of Tombstone, and it gives the rage value that you can't find anywhere else because, unpopular opinion, Lumberjack is very strong. Yesterday, I was playing a best of 5 against a pro, who I will not name, but Battle Ram was banned, and I substituted Ram for Lumberjack, and it worked perfectly. Like, the rage effect of Lumberjack gave the same more value than a charging Ram with a 3M and the Horde in the back.
Yeah.
So the strength of Lumberjack is honestly very unrecognized and unviewed as, mostly because I guess people don't know how to use him right.
Okay. So when you say use him right, talk about the use cases in this deck specifically. For example, are you always using him on defense first and trying to get some value there, then the counter push with Hog, or is there sometimes you'll just Lumberjack at the bridge with Hog behind him, like you would a Knight or an Ice Golem?
Lumberjack and Hog isn't really that much of a good strategy, but if you, for say, counter push with a Lumberjack, your Lumberjack dies on their side of the field, then you can go Hog and maybe either Ice Wiz and then have a NATO ready, or you could just lightning, like I lightning his Inferno Dragon and got a bunch of damage on the tower. Here he's gonna balloon again.
Yep.
And he's gonna miner. I'm gonna have to use that NATO on the loon and not the miner.
And
He's not gonna miner. Pressure. All right. Now lumberjack value. This is what it's all about.
Yeah. And is that how? That's exactly how you play lumberjack in this deck. So you use him defensively. You wait till he dies, and then you try to eat up a little bit of the rage, right, with a hog on the counter.
Yep. And here I'm hoping that I don't lose this because I've split my damage a lot. But
you do have Nate. Yeah.
See, I could have gone with Ice Golem against that Executioner, but then I wouldn't be able to do this.
Very, very good point. Hog gets that tower under the rage, and it's definitely going to be tower down. Very well played.
Yep. And Lumberjack, you know how it's so abundant in Golem decks too?
Yep.
I tend to really like rushing the bridge with Lumberjack because it's... Unless you have Goblin Gang or something that can swarm, a Mini P.E.K.K.A. or Vel gets in neutral trade. It's something kind of abandoned before he got nerfed. That you needed something to overcommit in order to kill. It's something like if they play Giant, you Lumberjack, and then you proceed to defend with your Golem trees like Night Witch, Sweep Dragon, NATO. They waste a key element in defending a puny Lumberjack, and I see a puny because it's only 4 elixir and it's not necessarily the win condition of the deck, but it's so viable in different scenarios, and definitely I'd say top 5 in the legendary. So.
Oh yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think that Lumberjack is just, it's seldom do you place a Lumberjack down on the arena and feel like you're not getting some sort of value from it. So, and he hits so dang fast, it's just crazy. But dude, well, congrats on the 5-0. Thank you for sharing your top 5 ladder decks. I still am not sold on number 2, but you know what? Despite that, you definitely made a good case for it in your dominating battle in the arena there. So Mini, thanks again for coming on the channel, man. Any shout outs? Anything we need to know about in the life of Mini Minter?
Yeah, shout out to my boy Magic Archer for being the best card in the game. I'll be pushing with him this season.
You guys go way back, yeah. He's always been there for you.
I'll be pushing with my boy this season just to have you document it.
All right, man. Maybe we can do a little docu-series on your relationship and how it evolves. So, dude, thanks again for coming on, man. Really appreciate you're always really fun guest. I think you're one of my viewer favorites. A lot of people comment on they really like the snarkiness. So thanks for bringing that to the table, bro, and we'll have you back soon in the future.
Yeah, a lot of people also like mentioning, I thought this was the other Mini Minter.
That is true. Those are the 2 most popular comments, I think. But anyway, thanks again for coming on, man. Guys, if you want to check out Mini Minter's Twitter profile, his Stats Royale stats, his game log, anything like that, if you want to stalk him, feel free to do so. That will all be linked in the show notes below. Guys, a huge shout out to Mini again and to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out his information. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, take care, guys.